Just like
We're the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And tipping us off here, a terrific performance of the national anthem. We'll be right back with more. Hold on tight and don't go away. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And a chance to take a look at some numbers from Mudiay.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, the Utah Jazz tries to keep their players happy by financially incentivizing them. Contract bonuses include on-the-court performance, physical fitness, and off-season workouts. The team's general manager said, "To be a significant program, we need to be great defensively and with individual development. The bonuses are created with those goals in mind." Kevin?
Thanks, DA. Boris, what are you going to be watching about these two teams who seem to be strong up front?
Yeah, I think certainly both have guys with size who also bring incredible skill to the game. And it's really hard to win this league without at least one elite player at one of the front court positions.
Now the starting group for Orlando. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Fultz, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. And for Utah, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Bogdanovich out there with Gobert, and it's O'Neal in at the small forward. And it's going to be the Jazz off the tip. Now here is Conley. Passes it to Gobert. And here is Mitchell, guarded by Fultz. They get the rebound. Gobert. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. There's the call. It's a foul on Orlando. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And the first one drops.
And you look back at that 2013 draft, just call it the year of the sleeper Euros. Giannis Antetokounmpo taken 15th, and this guy, Rudy Gobert, selected with the 27th pick.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And, you know, Greg, hindsight always being 20/20. The Greek Freak and Gobert probably go first and second in that 2013 draft.
Yeah, and Steven Adams probably top 4. The common thread, all of them play a hard-nosed style, not something that's always associated with foreign-born players, but they're erasing that perception.
And it's Utah's ball. Here's Conley. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Gotta admire how clever Conley is. Gifted at catching the defense off guard with that soft floater.
Here's Fultz. Mike Conley with the rebound.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
The shot missing. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Here's Fournier. Gobert pulls it in. Looking at the last game for the Jazz, it was a win against the Golden State Warriors. Mitchell kicks to O'Neal. He dishes it to Conley. 4 on the clock. O'Neal passes to Gobert. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
Well, this guy's so big and athletic and getting very good at establishing himself on the interior.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Fultz. Cloak loose. Baseline J on the way. Vucevic with the bucket.
What a nice-looking jump shot by Nikola Vucevic. So much went into his all-star appearance, but shooting a big part of it.
And the playmaking of Joe Ingles, such a valuable asset for the Jazz.
Well, Greg, they've needed more shot creation, and his growth in that regard, especially operating in the pick and roll, such a big lift to their offense.
And it's sent back by Isaac.
Isaac using every bit of that 6'10 frame to send it back.
Here's Fultz. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now, here's Bogdanovic. He had 15 points last outing. Puts it up from 12. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Now, you give Donovan the mid-range jumper, he will make you pay.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
And the Magic, one of those franchises that's still looking for its first title.
And, Greg, they've been to the NBA Finals twice, but boy, did they run up against two of the all-time great individual closers in history. 1995, Hakeem Olajuwon says no to the Magic. 2009, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, says, no, sir, I'm getting another championship.
So Utah ends up going with a new group. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Gordon. Ross comes in for Isaac. Doc, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Markelle Fultz. Now here is Augustine. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, this guy is the very definition of undersized but tough-minded. Through the contact, DJ goes.
Clarkson passes to Bradley. Now the dish to Mudia. Back to Bradley. The Jazz working the ball around now. Good.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
The Magic trail by 3. Ross on the wing. Here's Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
Nikola Vucevic has averaged double-digit rebounds for the vast majority of his career. You want him to get to work on the offensive end? No problem. And in 2019, Nikola Vucevic becomes a first-time All-Star. No doubt his best season, and what a timely one to have it in a contract year.
One drops. He ties it up. And a big new contract for Vucevic, rewarding his breakthrough season. Doris, in your mind, how has he improved?
Well, you can look specifically at his scoring and his shooting percentages, both going up dramatically. He showed comfort inside and outside the arc. This guy has become a go-to offensive weapon. Vucevic, a first-time All-Star last year. Can he continue to build on it?
And so it's Moutier with it. He'll bring it up for Utah. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, and defensively, boy, did they trust one another, communicated well, and just made it very difficult to get good looks in that one.
You knew they were on a string all night on the defensive end, and it always helps when someone got caught out of position, help was on the way.
To the middle. It's stolen by Bradley. Here's Moutier. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State. Clarkson passes to Bradley. Got it off in time, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Jazz up by 2. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. One of the better two-way guards in the NBA, Mike Conley, said his inspiration growing up was none other than Gary Payton.
He was one of my favorite players growing up. I had Gary Payton jersey, I had the shoes, everything. So when I looked at a player, I was like, you know, he plays on both ends. I want to be able to do that too.
And you know, Conley, maybe not the size of Payton, but Greg, he's always taken the challenge defensively.
And you can see how much of an influence the glove had on Conley. He plays a lot like him on that end.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
As a coach, I think you get a certain feel for what your team needs. And credit this guy for not waiting around. He went ahead and made the adjustment.
They've got Clarkson. Bradley is out there with Davis. Then it's Moutier, and it's Niang in at the small forward. That's the group right now for Utah. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient. Because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical, thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
That's a good way to look at it. And the call will be against Emmanuel Moutier. That's his first foul. Mitchell, he's checked in for Ed Davis. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Orlando. James Ennis comes in for Ross. Carter Williams with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
I think most people consider Salt Lake City not a big free agent destination. So the Jazz are what they call a pipeline team. And what does that mean? It means they have to draft and develop their talent internally.
The Magic shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. Free throw missing. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Gobert, he's checked in for Bradley. Bogdanovich comes in for George Niang. O'Neal's checked in for Clarkson. And it's Conley in for Emmanuel Moutier. Fournier's checked in for the Magic. He hits the second from the line. Now Conley, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, "I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul, and they were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it." And Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz. DA, thank you.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Mitchell against Fournier, and the shot goes in.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
So for the Magic, Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Mohamed Bamba. Murray comes in for Ennis, and Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. Mitchell looking it over. There's the pass to Conley. Off target from three-point range. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
He doesn't hit that one. Gordon with the defensive effort. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
To the inside. Here's Gobert. Pass to Bogdanovich. Gobert trying to get open. And Bogdanovich, the bucket on the assist by Gobert.
Well, you have to like the balance of Bojan Bogdanovic. Keeping it through the contact. That is nicely done.
Now, here's Fultz. Covered by Conley. Outside Fournier. That three off the mark. And so it's Bogdanovich who brings up the ball for Utah. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Orlando, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. And finished off by Fultz.
Boy, Markelle Fultz in the open floor, capitalizing on the defense's mistake. Nicely done.
Gordon against Conley. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Pass to Gobert. 5 on the clock. Trying to get open is Bogdanovich. Up it goes, and the Magic lead is cut to just 1 in the basket from Rudy Gobert. Orlando, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And here's Fournier. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. From deep three-point range, he can't get that one.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Magic lead by 1. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Markelle Fultz.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end, and boy, this young guy has done just that.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Orlando, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Colts is out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. Orlando leading. Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys, Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D-Wade with how he plays.
Conley feeling it out. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Gobert, and he can't bank that one in. And now Orlando on the break. Here's Gordon. Gordon with another miss. They have not led for a while. A chance to do so here.
Well, they'd like to retake the lead on this possession.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there is always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency, but players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices, and some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you.
Boy, this is as exciting a combo guard as there is in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell's craftiness, his assertiveness, all of those things make this guy special.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Davis is checked in for Bogdanovich. George Niang comes in for O'Neal. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Mike Conley. 2018 rookie class has been something to watch, Doris. Talent at the top, but also some terrific mid-round picks.
No question. Landry Shamet is a guy who I think can be a clutch, big-time scorer who does not seem bowed by any moment, doesn't seem to be affected by pressure. Mitchell Robinson had one of the great shot blocking seasons in New York Knicks history. I know the team didn't have success, but as a second-round guy, Mitchell Robinson could have an awfully long career.
Here's Mitchell, and it's Davis with the jam. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Passes it to Doc. Looking for Gobert. He gets it there. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Mitchell. And it's off the back rim. No good. Augustine against Mudiay. And the pass to Doc. Dishes at Duenas. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Vucevic to the pass to Doc. Back to Vucevic. Bamba trying to break free. And it's Vucevic missing. Stolen by Bamba. To the paint. Here's Doc. Up and in on the layup. Doc's got his first points in this one.
Well, DJ Augustine has been around this league a long time. He does not miss open teammates.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. 7-footers typically challenged as far as mobility. But, Doris, you look at Mo Bamba. He appears to be very fluid.
Well, he's listed at 7 feet. He's actually 7'1" in shoes. And despite that height, Kevin, as you mentioned, Mo Bamba is a very fluid athlete. He's got exceptional feet, tremendous upside for Bamba.
A different look for Utah. Bradley's checked in for Davis. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Donovan Mitchell. Time to change for the Magic. Terrence Ross is checked in for James Ennis. 1:56 left to play in the third. Mudiay against Augustine. Lock at 6. Now, here's Clarkson. Guarded closely. Can't connect from 14 feet out. Here's Vucevic. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Boy, there aren't many who can finish better at the rim on the move than Terrence Ross. How about the finish?
Jazz trail by 3. Clarkson passes to Gobert. Now Clarkson. tries from 16. They grab their own miss. They shoot again. Stolen by Bamba. And here's the fast break. Ross leading the way. Rebound, Utah. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Moutier. He trains the quick shot.
Well, you love to see Moutier try some things off the dribble drive. Get creative, sir.
It's tipped. Stolen by Clarkson. Moutier against Augustine. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
Here's Vucevic. Second chance effort. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Let's remember we're talking about a fundamentally sound player. Nikola Vucevic gifted at fooling defenders with that pump fake.
7 feet, 260 pounds. Vucevic has a big, strong body with great footwork inside, Doris, but he doesn't shoot a lot of free throws.
He doesn't, Kevin, and he can struggle at times to finish through contact. If he were a better leaper, I think he'd get to the line more. This guy is just so smart and elusive with his footwork. So this is a big-time player now, make no mistake.
Free throw drops for Vucevic.
And you look at this Magic roster, so much potential.
I think, Greg, they have done a great job of drafting to the style of play they want to play. Guys who want to get after it on the defensive end. Guys who can switch and slide on the perimeter. Guys who can protect the rim. That is the backbone of this organization.
Second free throw, no good.
Boy, guys, you think about the turnaround in Orlando last season. One of the big parts of that turnaround, obviously, was the great production they got out of the center position.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Bogdanovic passes to Brantley. Great D that time from Vucevic.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Here's Fultz. It's off. That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
The Jazz. Gobert comes in for Bogdanovic. And it's Mitchell in for O'Neal. Orlando also making some changes. Vucevic comes in for Fournier. And it's Doc in for Michael Carter-Williams. Moutier kicks to Clarkson. And it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That's his first foul. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Pass to Moutier. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Bradley.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in. I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
You've got Bradley. Mitchell is out there with Emmanuel Moutier. Then there's Jordan Clarkson, and it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group right now for Utah. Orlando trailing here. Pass to Isaac.
Don't let the frame fool you. Jonathan Isaac is lean, but he is unafraid of contact. I love that play.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up.
Well, the potential of Jonathan Isaac is truly exciting. This guy is still a bit raw, but he has every tool to be successful, both offensively and defensively.
And it's tied up with that one. And it's Moutier with the ball. He brings it up for the Jazz. Mitchell kicks to Moutier. Passes to Gobert. And here's Clarkson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Fultz dishes to Vucevic. And there's the pass to Doc. Stolen by Clarkson. Now the feed to Moutier. It's stolen by Fultz. Inside. Good, nice play there from Doc.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Now here's Moutier, guarded by Fultz. Goes up again. Mitchell trying to free himself. And it's laid in by Moutier. Moutier's got the game tied up here for the Jazz. Now a timeout called by Orlando. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Nikola Vucevic.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
Pass to Isaac, a free ball. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 3 assists tonight.
Wow, evolving before our eyes. Jonathan Isaac wanting the big bucket. Go ahead.
Mitchell outside. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Wow, Donovan Mitchell simply fearless when his team is in need.
The Magic have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. To the inside. Doc the pass to Gordon. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really want. He's got one more, though.
There is some Blake Griffin, a younger Blake Griffin in Aaron Gordon, right? The explosive, ferocious forward takes pleasure in hammering it down.
You can't make the second free throw either. Listen both. Here's Mitchell. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
When Donovan Mitchell is this close to the cup, the defender has got to feel a bit uneasy.
He drops the first one, and that ties the game up. And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
Now, this guy has a reputation for being a great free throw shooter, and you've got to knock him down. He does it here.
Isaac passes to Vucevic. The shot from the low post is good. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 10 rebounds. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Mitchell gets to Conley. There's 47 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. But they'll get another chance. Bradley can't get it to go. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Orlando Magic. They lead by 1. Good!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Hey, Greg, to me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
And the Jazz call time here. They're trailing by 3. 29 seconds left in the game. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Utah. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Quinn Snyder's huddle. He said we've got to pick it up right here, right now. If we're going to win this game, we have to take control. This is the time. Kevin.
And the Jazz call time here. They're trailing by 3. 27 seconds left in the fourth. The Jazz making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gordon against Clarkson. Takes the 13-footer. Here's Gobert. Count the basket and the foul. That one on Vucevic.
Gobert is not fazed by these moments. He wants to be the man.
He knocks down the clutch free throw.
You can't have any more pressure on you than he had at the line right there. Shows you what he's made up as he's able to tie it up.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Here's Fultz. Right side, Gordon. Isaac passes to Doc. Kicks it to Fultz. Got it up in time. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. And it's going to be the Magic off the tip. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for Orlando. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Markelle Fultz out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Isaac in at the 3. 2 on the clock. Gordon busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Gordon's got the first basket here in overtime for Orlando. Utah trailing here. Okay, time now for an injury report. And let's get an update on Bojan Bogdanovic's injury. David, what's the news there?
Hey guys, Utah's head athletic trainer gave me an update. He informed me that the knee was bent slightly backwards and is indeed hyperextended, but that there does not appear to be any structural damage. And they count on him to provide in all ways. Now that he's out, they're in a precarious situation. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Appreciate the update. Never like to see any kind of injury, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest parts of the game because you have little to no control over it.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
Utah calls timeout. They're behind by 4. 1:52 left to play in the first overtime. It's extra time here, just over a minute into overtime. Clarkson against Fournier. Up again, and there's Gobert, putting it right back in.
Rudy Gobert is so competitive, doesn't want to let a big moment go by. Nicely done.
Now here's Fultz, over by Conley. Here's Vucevic. That shot missing. Gobert with the defensive effort. Outside Conley. He kicks it to Clarkson. Banked in off the glass. Clarkson's got it all tied up now for the Jazz.
Center stage with the game and the balance. Jordan Clarkson, no problem.
Fultz, the pass to Vucevic. Gobert with the block.
Let's remember that the 7-foot frame includes a 7'9" wingspan. Rudy Gobert, the Stifle Tower, doing work.
That shot eliciting a roar from this gigantic crowd.
Guys, more than a roar, more like an explosion.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're down by 2. There's 45 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Clarkson. Here's Fultz. Vucevic trying to get open. It counts. And tie game. That is a huge basket right there. Here's Mitchell. Rebounded by Vucevic. Now, here's Isaac. He's tightly guarded. Over to the left wing. Now, here's Fultz. Over by Conley. 6 to shoot. Gordon kicks to Fournier. This one for 3. Off target from downtown. And the Jazz call time here. The score is tied at 49. 11 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. Now, here's Mitchell. From deep. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. And so we are tied again at the end of overtime. Now we're headed to overtime number 2. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And as we play on into another overtime, you know these teams must be wearing down. It's become a battle of attrition. And so here's Orlando. Here's Fultz. Back to Vucevic. He dishes it to Fournier. Shot clock at 5. Here's Fultz. Misses off the left iron.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
I tell you, when Donovan Mitchell starts to cook, you might as well sit back and enjoy the show.
Pass to Isaac. Mitchell against Fournier. For the 3. And Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Doc, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. It's Gobert with the ball for Utah. A 2-point game. Conley finds Gobert. Back to Conley. Passes it to Mitchell. Great look there, but off target.
The defense not a factor there. Very surprising he couldn't capitalize.
Fultz, the pass to Doc. Outside Gordon. Orlando moving the ball around. To the wing right side. Now the pass to by Orlando. They trail by 2. We've got 1:23 left to play in the second overtime of quite a heated game. Evan Fournier is checked in for the Magic. Just 4 to shoot. Knocked away to take the lead. Fultz, no good.
And maybe he thinks he has that type of range, but I'm not sure who'd agree with him.
I think we have to check his sanity because there's a number of better options on the floor.
Mitchell with it. Makes it off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 4.
He might be young, but Mitchell is clutch. That's beautifully done.
Fultz kicks to Isaac. Back to Fultz. Pass to Vucevic. Count! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Wow, Vucevic with the big-time delivery. The Montenegrin says, that's my shot.
Here's Mitchell. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And challenging the bigger defender coming through in the biggest moment.
Well, he knows how much was riding on that possession. You get the sense he relishes the chance.
And that tacks another big point onto the lead. Great and-one play, showing us now a little bit of that killer instinct.
Now here's Fultz. D right on him. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovic.
Well, you love that Markelle Fultz has the ability to draw the defense's hand and get himself to the foul line.
He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Well, think back to the 2017 draft, guys. Some were surprised to see Markelle Fultz be the first pick. And when you think back on that draft, there's certainly a lot of what-ifs.
Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, we know this. Free throw shooting is such a mental aspect of the game. This guy keeps his composure and comes through.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're trailing by 6. We've got 22 seconds left in the second overtime period, and here we are. Here's Fultz. Gordon dishes to Fultz. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. And an intentional foul right there.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And they've been a different team here in overtime. They just seem to have lost their energy. And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They've used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
And so it's Utah with the win. A double overtime game can really take its toll on the players. And after this one, the officials, the fans, everyone's going to have to take a needed rest.
No doubt. I mean, when you have to dig that deep and play with that much, it was earned. And I tell you what, they've got to feel really good about themselves for fighting through.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Alton, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Things are getting pretty bleak here as the losing streak continues. And at this point, you've got to wonder, is the season lost?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pump the brakes, buddy. It's just a little adversity. Nothing my main man Jay can't handle.
Look, I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. These guys look like they've never played together before. You got to wonder about what's going on in practice. They're completely out of sync. They're a step slow to every loose ball, and if you ask me, I think they've given up.
Oh, what? You're crazy. These are professional athletes here, Hank. They never give up.
I don't know, Hornet. I want to agree with you, but my gut tells me this isn't going anywhere fast. So what do you guys think? Am I being too much of a downer? Can Che and company turn this thing around? We've got a quick break coming up here, but after that, we'll be taking your calls on the losing streak. This is Hank and the Hornet, only on 98.9 The Flex.
Boom.